The presentation will help you to become an excellent trainer. You already learned a lot from the previous night, and tonight you will learn from someone special, especially for me. She was my NeuroSemantics trainer. The first time I learned NeuroSemantics is from her in the 2008, I think. And she's the one that, for me, the one that encouraged me to go to the master trainer track in 2019. And she's the one that still now keep train me, coach me, and mentor me to develop as a human being, as a leader, and as a trainer. No furthermore, please welcome my teacher, Mariani. Oh, ma.
Thank you, Yudi. So, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay. How was your dinner? Great. Have you had your dinner? No. I saw some of you, two of you sitting there, and few of you, some of you have dinner already, and some of you may not have the dinner already, but all will be good because you are here to have another nutrition for our mind. Okay? So it is an honor for me to be here, be with you, and my warm greetings for each of you here. 사랑해요. Really, my honor, because each of you has invested your time, invest your energy to be here 14 days. And I believe you are here because you have a highly intentional to become a trainer. Don't you? Yes. Yes? Yes. Okay. Some of you may want to learn how to be a good trainer, but I believe most of you want to be a NeuroSemantics trainer. How it sounds for you? Do you like it? NeuroSemantics trainer. And I wonder, what do you believe to be a good NeuroSemantics trainer? I wonder, what is your purpose on giving training? You do the training because you want to impress? No? Or maybe you want to be a star? Or you want to be the center of attention? No? Oh. Is that no means that you want to be the person, a trainer who gives impact to others' life? Yes? Okay. You want to add as much as value to others as you can? Yes? Is it a firm yes? Yes. Cool. So I'm happy and my honor to be here with you all today. So give a big hand to all of you. So this evening, I want to share with you one of important things that we need as a trainer. Would you like to know that? Yes. Because if you want to be a good trainer that gives impact to others' life, having skill and knowledge itself is not enough. You need to have one question that you will ask to yourself that will support your performance inside out. The core questions. Would you like to know what is core questions? Yes. Okay, maybe another year? No? Now? Okay. So English is not my first language. So if you feel awkward or my pronunciation is not good, because sometimes I mix with he or she, no past tense, no present, no future, I mix it up. But if you see me point that past, we learn it up together. And here is present. And that's future. Now we have the same perception about this, don't we? Yes. Okay. I feel a bit dry here. Can I have a drink? Perhaps I'm nervous. Perhaps I have this anxiety in me. I want to escape. I cannot. But I want to be here because I have core questions. I have core questions, and I want to present it to you because I believe this is very useful for all of us as a NeuroSemantics. So our time is 60 minutes this evening. So it is divided into two, 30 minutes, the first part, and the second part is 30 minutes. And on the first part, I will present about what is the meta question, why we need a meta question, and how to design our meta questions. I will do a demonstration with one person here, and then we will come to what if. And on the second part, we will do the exercise together in pair, 15 minutes each. Okay. And then after that, we will have questions and answer at the end of session. So if you have questions, please write down and you can ask me later at the end of the class. How is that sounds to you? Cool? Okay. So let's go to the first part. What? Sorry? Anybody say something? Oh, okay. So what is core questions? It's two words, core and questions. I will start with the questions. Many days ago, we hear how Michael said that questions activate our brain. Still remember? Yes. Do you still remember 2 days ago he asked about what underwear you wear? What color of the underwear? Okay, that's the most important part you remember, don't you? So questions is powerful. It's powerful more than statement. Because when you say a statement, the person who listens to you can be come in here and come out there. The message, the statement you say will be, their brain will run anywhere, maybe or maybe not, connecting with the statement you mentioned. But when you ask questions, it will drive their brain to focus how to respond. So questions drive our attention, and attention will drive our behavior. Questions. And questions, if you ask the right questions with the right voice, it will elicit your state very fast. So imagine if you ask questions when you do the presentation or when you do the training. Be aware of what questions are you asking to yourself when you do the training. Make sure that is a resourceful one, not the unresourceful, because it's quickly affect to your state. Does that make sense to you? Yes. Yeah. So that is the questions. Now we come to the core. What is core? Core is the central. A central that connecting to every aspect around the center. And here, when we do the training, core is the central that connecting with our own thinking, our own feeling, that will impact to our speaking and behaving. That's our core, 4 core powers. Central. And core is also mean innermost. Innermost, that the deepest in ourselves. That's existing in ourselves. So when we connect, we also exist within ourselves. And the third one, core is also essential. It's the essence. Important things is the essence of the training you give. The core of the essence of the aspect you do, the context you do. And the fourth one, core is also mean heart and soul. When you are in your core, you have your heart and soul that build your spirit, that create your spirit, that will align very impact to your training. So you see here that core is really about here inside, align with our highest intention, and then how we present, how we perform. Does it make sense for you? Core. And then when we join together towards core questions, it is the questions that gets to your core. It's about who you are. Who you are as a trainer in training. It's about what are you about in the training? What are you about? And it's about where are you going? And how you operate. So I repeat it again. Core questions is questions you ask to yourself, to your core. It's about who you are, what are you doing, where are you going, and how you operate. So core questions is not common questions. Can you feel it? Yeah, can you feel it when you come to your core? Yeah. So, would you like to know what is the core questions? Yes? I make it black, but I come to another sentence. The core question here is, if your life is the answer to a question, what is the questions? Wow. Wow. And the same question comes to the training. If your training is an answer to a question, what is the questions? What is the questions? If your training is an answer to a questions. Yeah. So now you can feel and you can imagine what if you have the core questions. The question is why we need core questions. Some of you know that I have been long time in NeuroSemantics, don't you? Yes. As I think of it, I have been here in NeuroSemantics for 22 years. No wonder they call me mother. And I tell you a big secret. In Indonesia, they call me Oma. Oma means grandmother. Well, I love it. They are all my grandchildren. But I was not the same when I first learned NeuroSemantics. I was not the same. So back to 22 years ago, I learned NeuroSemantics. I was a housewife. I was not a business person. I even did not know how to write a business proposal. But I have this big intentional. I want to make the world a better place to live. Woo. At that time, 2002, it sounds like a dream. Idealism so high. And the questions I asked myself at those days was, can I or can I not? Can I or can I not? Can you feel? Yeah. So it was unresourceful for me. I did not know about the core questions. I have so much skills, knowledge, NLP communication model, meta model, 14 patterns in APG. Not to say mind lines, meta, but I had lots to give. At those years, hardly no one know NeuroSemantics or NLP in Indonesia. I was alone, no friends there, and the question I asked myself, can I not? With these lots of knowledge, and I said that will they like it or not? So I asked a question, will they like me? Actually, not it, me. So you see the question I asked myself is about me. Can I or can I not? Will they like me or not? So I was searching with those knowledge I have, model, this topic, that topic, but it did not serve me well. I have hesitating, tears and sweat, stressful. And then later on, I find out that those knowledge and skill is come through me for others. So the question later on I asked is how to bring out the best in people. My core questions. And later on, years by years, from a newcomer in NeuroSemantics, and then being a mother of NeuroSemantics, and today being a grandmother. I have this question in me. How to be useful for others? This is my core questions. So I have company named MetaMind, established in 2003, has also a core questions. It's a home for all NS trainer and meta coach in Indonesia to grow, to develop together, and we will have a core question, how to bring up the best in people with those skills and knowledge we have. And of course, with the attitude, have these core questions. And me here is how to be useful for others. So you see my experience from year to year by having unresourceful core questions and then become these core questions. The core questions really drive my intentions and also your intention later on when you have the core questions will drive our states, our focus, our attention, and then our energy and response. So these core questions help us, support us to have a clean intention. No more thinking, what will I do? Which one will I focus? Hesitating up and down. But I have a clean intention and get my ego out of the way. It's not about me. I just become a channel. It's come through me for others. And this will align with my highest attention. Can you feel it? Would you like to have it? Because core questions identify the why. When you have skills and you have knowledge, now come the attitude about the why. Why are you training? And then what are you aiming to achieve? Okay? So, before we design our core questions, I would like you to know with this, how to say it, exclamation mark? Yes? That this is the questions you ask yourself, not to anybody else. Yourself. Because it's about you for others. The core questions. Does it make sense? Yes. And the second one, this is very important. Having core questions doesn't mean that you stop to upgrade your skill and knowledge. Okay? You see, we are the senior one. Especially me. I think I'm the oldest one here, after Michael. I don't know about BJ, I might older on you, but we are still developing. Always refresh, recharge, and also reconnect in our community. So, this is the interpretation for you before you design your core questions. So now, would you like to know how to design your core questions? Yes. Really? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. So let's go to page 34. I printed this in these 2 pages. Here we hear the elicitation questions is if your life is the answer to a question, what is the question? And if your presenting and training is the answer of the question, what is the questions? And then we see the pattern. There's 5 steps. Can we read it together? So the first step is recall a past training situation that didn't go very well. So we got information and ask about the question he or she have on that not quite go well training. That's the first step. And then the next step is imagine a future training. So imagine a great and successful future training and where and what questions she or he will ask. You will ask yourself. And then the third one is design your core questions. So you will contrast the difference between the past and the future training that you will like. And the step 4 is quality control your core questions, because sometimes the question can be not quite match and not quite support you. So quality control your core questions. And then after we quality control your core questions, the 5th step 5 will be welcome and install your core questions. So this will be the steps we will do. And I will do a demonstration here up on the stage with Ibu Wiwi, that will be my client for running this pattern. So give a big hand to Ibu Wiwi. Silakan. Begini kayaknya ya. Oke, dan ini kita nyalakan. Taruh kantong. Kita coba, so please test the voice. Coba ngomong deh. Will you say something to test the voice?
Hello, everyone.
Speak louder.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. And can you hear here? Okay, cool. So this is a sitting pattern. I will do it by sitting. And Wiwi, thanks for coming here, being my client. And we will start for the patterns. And will you please take a seat? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I will run this pattern to show you the pattern, the steps here. It may be get the result or maybe not get the result. But let's follow the step one by one. And I will lose eye contact with you because I will more focus on her. Okay? So, let's see my seat to sit well. Okay. So, Bu Wiwi.
Yes.
Thanks again.
Most welcome, Bu.
Okay, so in a few minutes, I will going, how to say it in English. So we are going to create your core question in training. Based on that, if your best training is the answer to a question, what is the question? So that is the elicitation questions. So I will start with the first one is recall. The first step is recall a past training situation that didn't go very well. So have you ever conducting a training that didn't go very well?
Yes. In January 2024.
January 2024. So this year.
January, I ran a class public speaking training.
Okay.
In the office.
In the office.
This is a paid training.
Paid training.
Yeah. And about 15 registered participants.
Okay.
And I started at 9 a.m. But 1 hour before, something happened suddenly.
Okay.
The weather is not friendly, and it was raining hardly in Jakarta.
Oh, okay.
And can you imagine in Jakarta when the weather like that, and traffic jam, and then only from the 15, only 9 came on time.
9 came on time.
And the 3 is late, almost 2 hours after the training started, and the 3 didn't come.
3 didn't come.
Yes.
Okay. So when you said something happened, it's about the weather.
Yeah.
Raining hardly in Jakarta.
Yes.
15 register, 9 come.
Yeah. But 2 hours later came.
3 2 hours later, and 3 not show up, not come.
Not come.
Okay, on that training.
Yes.
So, what the first thing come on your mind at that time?
I think very disappointed, upset,
Disappointed.
because I prepare to run the class, as you know, as the public speaking, we try to run this class from the first started the class, and we cannot adjust the class in 2 hours later. Someone came, it will be ruin the class.
Yeah, I can imagine that. So you were disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed.
Yeah. So, what questions were quietly guiding your attention, behavior, and activities in that situations?
What is my mistake? I feel sad.
You feel sad?
Yes, because I prepare well, but because of the weather, because of the traffic jam. So what is my mistake?
What
It
is your
comes
mistake?
first, yes.
It comes first because of the late entry not show up.
Yes.
Okay. And any situation inside the class that affected by those questions was inside?
Yes, because of my state, that state is upset, and then I down.
Your state
You
down.
sat down.
Okay.
So I felt that the class is not so positive.
Okay. The
Yeah.
class is not run so positive.
Not so positive and no energy.
No
At the
energy.
first, yes.
The question you ask to yourself is, what mistake
Yeah.
did I do?
What is the mistakes of me?
What is the mistake of me that they don't show up?
Yes.
Actually, it's because of the weather, but it's come, you feel, you ask about yourself,
Yes.
and then your state dropped, and
Yes.
then the activity is not run very well. Well, so that was the questions you asked yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so now we go to the second questions.
Okay.
Okay, that was in January 2024. Now let's imagine a future training.
Okay.
Okay, and I see you look at that way. Is that your future training?
Maybe.
I don't know. I see you put the past training here and your future training here, is it? Just to check with you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, okay. So imagine a great and successful future training.
Okay.
Okay, now I see you look further.
Yeah.
Successful and a great training.
Yes.
Okay, when and where will you next making this great and successful training?
Maybe next month.
Next month, okay.
Sorry, at July.
At July, which means 2 months,
Yeah.
because now it's May.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. July,
At July.
July 2024.
24
Okay.
in Jakarta.
In Jakarta,
Maybe at the office or at the hotel.
at the office or the hotel, and you can imagine that great and successful training.
Yes.
So how many person you imagine will come join that training?
I hope, because I certified from NSTT, maybe I can make a good promotion
Okay,
and many participants more than in January.
more than in January, and you also can consult Tarek about the marketing. And what questions will you ask to yourself that makes the training successful, especially about questions for that successful training?
What kind of preparation
Okay,
that I need to prepare to make a good training, and anticipation for any factor.
okay. I hear you say that what preparation
Yes.
and you make, and then anticipation if that situation come again.
Yes.
Am I hear you right?
Yes.
Am I hear you? Oh, okay. So preparation and anticipation. So it sounds that you anticipate that will be happen.
Yes, maybe in January I felt that why the participant I didn't saw the forecast.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see the forecast about the weather, so I still run the class in January,
Okay.
and yeah, that just happened.
Okay. So I hear the questions here, and this is about how you will prepare and anticipate,
Yes.
including reading the forecast.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to the third part. It's part of design your core questions.
Yeah.
So what do you find when you contrast the different with the past and also the future? So within the not so good training and a great one that can help you create a more enhancing core questions.
I feel resourceful
You feel resourceful.
when I can see the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, to make the better training.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what makes you feel resourceful when you see the future training?
Because I can make the preparation and the anticipation if this. Yeah.
So you can make the preparations.
Yes.
And what is it about? Preparations, and why do you want to make this preparation?
Because I think that is the most important to run the training good. Make a very detailed and a good preparation. Include the forecast for the weather and the place maybe.
Okay. So let's come back to the step 3. There's a question here. What questions will be the opposite of your original questions? The question you ask yourself on the original one, that's what mistake did you do at that time? And here as you imagine, so what question will be the opposite of here?
The opposite question. Maybe, what if I'm doing well?
What if I'm doing well?
Yes.
Okay. So I hear that is about you doing well.
Yes.
And what it takes to the participants.
If I'm doing well,
Yeah.
so the participants can come.
Can come, okay?
Yes. And the class will be more succeed for others.
Will more succeed for others.
Yes.
So that's your purpose, to
Yes.
more succeed for others. So what happens when you imagine asking this question in yourself?
Pardon?
So you ask the questions, what will you do, prepare, that will make the training more succeed for the participants. Am I here? Okay.
Yes.
So what happens when you imagine this question, asking these questions?
Good.
Good, it means
It means that I feel in my control. And like that, I feel I have great preparation.
okay, great preparations.
Yeah.
So I wonder what is the questions behind the questions that you make good preparations that will success for the audience. What's the questions behind the questions?
How I can be how I can become a good trainer for others.
How can you become a good trainer for others?
Yeah, for the participants.
Okay, so that is the question.
Yes.
Let's go to the number 4, quality control your core questions. So you use how can you become a good trainer
Yes.
for participants, and what is presupposed or assumed in that questions?
I assume that if I can prepare it well, prepare from at the beginning when we make the invitation, I will make a good training because I consider many factors.
You consider many
Yeah.
factors, and this is behind the questions that you want to be, how to be a good
Yes.
trainer for others,
For the
for the
participants.
participants. So this is, I hear this present tense.
Yes.
Okay, and this is reference itself or others. That's the question assumed. This is
I think both.
both. So I hear the how can you become a good trainer for participants, for others, okay? And is it about you or about the audience?
I think both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
How I become and to service the participants.
Okay. How you become and to service for others, okay? Is this orientation negative or positive?
Positive.
Positive.
Yes.
Okay. So I think, so what direction do this question suggest when you ask yourself, how can I become a good trainer for participants?
What direction?
Yeah, direction these questions go suggest.
To the next.
To the success one.
Yeah, to the success one, to the next level,
To
the next training.
level. Next training.
Yeah.
Good. So, what ecology concerns are contained in these questions?
Many factors like weather, like the participants, like the place. Yeah.
So you anticipate, you prepare
Yeah.
those all, and this is how to you to become a good trainer for participants.
Yes.
Good. How is that sounds to you? Do you feel that's like your core questions?
Yes, my core
Being
question.
central to your core. Okay. So now we come to the step 5. Welcome and install your core questions. So when you have this core question inside you, try it on. Try it and test to see how it feels and the effect if you have these core questions. How to become a good trainer for others, for participants.
Okay.
How do you feel in your neurology?
Feel great
Feel great
and resourceful.
and resourceful.
Yes.
Okay. Any further adjustment for these questions when you feel it in your neurology?
No need.
No need. It's fixed there.
Fixed.
Okay. Do you believe this?
Yes.
Is it valuable?
Yes, of course.
You want to take it?
Definitely.
Why?
Because I will become a good trainer for others.
You will become a good trainer for
Yeah,
others.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to make a decision to make this so?
Yes, I'm ready.
How do you know?
So next July I will run the class.
Okay, we'll prove it. Okay, so how will this affect to your identity to become a good trainer for others, for participants?
I think affect my identity. Yeah.
Affect your identity.
Yes. to be a good trainer,
To be a
yeah,
good
the best of me
Okay.
for others, to service the others.
Okay. So, how will you and others experience you as you have this core question inside you?
I hope the participants will enjoy the training and they will take away many things from me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just realized that your voice is slower. Maybe I can move this a bit. So,
Really?
can you hear it? Will you test? So, what is your core question again?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, everyone.
So, yes. Okay. So, what is your core question again? How to become
How I become a good trainer to service others, to service
Yeah.
the participants.
Okay. So how will you remember to use this in your training?
Use an anchor.
Okay. So you got an anchor to trigger you ask the core questions. How to become a good trainer?
Yes.
Okay. So show me. How?
How I become a good trainer to service the participants.
To service the participant. Now you add a word. Okay. So how can you become a good trainer to service participants?
Yeah.
How
To
is that
serve.
sound? Or to serve? How does that sound to me when you add the word serve here?
To serve the participant because they pay on.
Is that your core question? Do you serve because they pay?
Because they pay or not pay,
Yeah.
I still serve.
Okay. So not because serve, because you want to be a good trainer.
Yeah, because I will be a good trainer, I become a good trainer to give my service to others.
So it's about you and about that. And I wonder what is your highest intention by doing that?
As a salt and light in the world.
As the
A salt and
and
light.
salt and light. So as you become a good trainer for others, you will become a salt and light.
Yes.
Okay, how is that sounds to you?
Great.
Okay, salt and light.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then congratulations, Bu Wiwi. Become a salt and light. Become a good trainer for others. Thank you.
Success.
Thank you. And let me help to this mic. Wait. Okay. And give a big hand to Ibu Wiwi. Thank you. Thank you. So now you see the pattern. Just go through the pattern 5 steps and make sure that this core question is the question he or she asks to herself or himself. And one more caveat before we start our exercise. If when you recall the past experience and something pops up emotionally, just embrace it, acknowledge it, and put it aside, because this pattern is about designing a core question, not solving the past experience. Okay? Okay, so now let's do the exercise in pairs, 15 minutes each in pairs, and start from now. Get a partner for yourself. Yeah, are you ready to go? Okay, get a partner. And let's do it. So is the time 30 minutes? Welcome you back. the welcome you back. How was your exercise? Great. So, have you run? Welcome you back. So, have you run the pattern? Yeah. Who find the core questions of yourself? Anybody find your all core questions? Yeah? Okay. So, great. Congratulations for you who have find your core questions. And for you those who have not, then you will do the pattern again to yourself or ask your friend to coach to ask the question to you so you can find the core questions to you. So the core questions is really aligned with your intentions. It's come to us for others. So now we come to the Q&A sessions. So who have the questions? Please ask the question about the core questions. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Malaysia. I have two questions.
Okay.
First questions, it is the step number, wait, I can't see. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it is step number 2, imagine the future training. So there's a question here, when and where will be the next training?
Yeah.
All right. What if the client does not have a fixed schedule of the next training? Can we get the client to imagine that?
The answer is yes.
Oh, thank you.
So imagine
Imagine.
if you have a future training.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Step number 3, design your core question. And there's something called, what questions would that be opposite of your original question? Is this original questions refer to the elicitation question?
The original questions will
Yeah.
be from the past training that did not go so well.
Oh.
And now this remind me that I have not invite you to ask the question about the process. That's my bad.
It's okay.
Apologize for
We
this.
still have the answer.
I'm
Thank
supposed
you.
to ask the questions
Thank
before
you.
you do the exercise.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne, for the questions. Glorious, valuable. Da, 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 da. Okay, and the
Hi,
next
Mariani.
question.
I'm Ines from
Ines,
Brazil.
yeah,
My question
thank you.
is that some questions refers to myself or yourself or others. Does it imply anything that we as a coach should take attention to?
Okay, can I'm not quite understanding
Yeah.
the question, Ines. Will you repeat it again?
Sure, I will try to make it better. Some questions in the pattern,
Okay.
there are in between blanks. If it's yourself or others,
Yeah.
the attention or the something like that.
Yeah.
And depending on the answer, should we take any attention about it? Does it mean if it's from the person or others? I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
this
hear
is
you.
important to take attention.
To take the
To give attention. Attention.
distinction.
Attention.
Attention.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Yvonne, for the Ines. Another glorious fellow. So thank you, Ines, for the question. So what if the question, I want to make myself, is the correct question. So what if the client's more the self and others questions and how to call for attention about this? So here is the question, what is the reference, self or others? First you validate the questions and then remind about this is about yourself and how about the participants here. So that is what the reference does the questions assume? That's on number 4.
So should we try to join even selfie and others in the core question?
Yeah, can
Is it
be.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would be
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
orientation.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ines, for the questions. And who else have the questions? Oh, yeah, Bu Rani.
Rani from Indonesia. My question is it we need have the know about the power zone and metastatic self before we do this pattern? Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Rani. So your question is that we need to have the power zone and
Self-esteem before we do this.
yeah. So yeah, it's better if we have the power zone. We have run the power zone because as a trainer, we have our self-esteem and also we have the power zone to what we respond and responsibility 2 and 4. And then we get to know our highest intention and the core questions. Does that answer your questions? Okay, thank you, Bu Rani. Another questions? No? Why must be very clear for me? Who's? I need 5. I need 5. So another questions. Yeah. Or then Michael Hall will ask the questions.
So Muhammad from Egypt. My question for you, how do I evaluate the quality of the core question?
How do I evaluate the quality of the questions? Okay, thank you, Tarek, for the questions. When you do this core question, not just run the pattern, but when you do with your clients, we really calibrate their state, because core questions is not only cognitive thinking questions, it's really aligned with your state. So you can calibrate the state also. It's really go to the neurology and then, how to say it, and its congruence. Is that answer your questions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Tarek. One more questions. I hear somebody? 5 questions. I need one more. Okay, from...
Hi, Mariani, Bill from Vietnam.
Hi,
so
Bill.
I saw the example at the end, open-ended and close-ended. Can you advise when we use open-ended or close-ended? Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. So this is the example of questions, and usually we use an open questions, open-ended for the core question, but it is a menu list the questions. So when you use the close-ended question, there is yes/no question. So I would suggest that you have the open question will be best for. Okay, thank you. So I have 5 questions, and I do believe when you access and design your core questions, that's aligned with your highest intention, that it will support you as a great trainer. It's not only skills, not only knowledge, we also need the attitude. If you know the triangle of competency, skill, knowledge, and attitude. So have these core questions aligned with you, so you have clean attention for your training. Okay? So for the last core questions, to your highest and best. Thank you, and hope it's useful for all of you. And who else will give?
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Perhaps
Are you ready for some feedback?
yes, I want to.
The question was not for you. Come on up.
Yes, I am ready.
Well, this is the first feedback I'm going to give to you. You probably won't like.
Okay.
We've got to get this clear. I have just entered into midlife, so I'm not at the grandma or grandpa level. You remember, I extended my timeline to 140, so 70 is just the beginning of midlife.
That's why I'm a newborn. Thank you, Michael. I love it.
So, older or oldest? You, me.
I like that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna.
That is not my mouth.
The show is over.
Geraldine reminded us that in 2019,
in Bali.
you presented core question opening up NSTT that year.
Yes.
You had not seen any of the others. You had not been with us for a while, and you presented. And she said that the comparison between then and now is night and day. That at that time, there were a lot of things you missed. And now you understand the pattern. Now you know the pattern. It's obvious you're very knowledgeable about it. And you delivered it pretty well. Most of the scores are good scores. We had just one that we'll address a little bit later. But the difference in those 5 years is incredible.
And that is because I prepare, and also many friends, team David, team leaders, and also my team members also support me on this.
Collaboration.
Comparison.
The other day when Yudi introduced you, when we were just in the other room practicing, and his words touched you very deeply. She got emotional. She could not continue the presentation. We were hoping it would happen again.
You lost your power.
Or she gained hers.
Yeah.
That's why I prepared tissues here.
So it was not for the client, it was for you.
Contingency plan.
So as we start, we look at the formatting, and you had benefits, 3 benefits, clear decision, definition. In fact, the definition was really well done. You had lots of words about it and lots of descriptions of it. You mentioned the steps. You ran through them pretty quickly, and you really didn't describe the steps. You gave us some caveats and some what-ifs, and the content was accurate. And we didn't hear you use your voice with the benefits. So we couldn't move up to that level of compelling reasons. So we put a 2.5.
Under framing, as Michael said already, you gave us a good definition.
You gave us at least 3 preventive frames. I come to 3. You gave us the overview. It was 2 interpretation frames. The English is not my first language. And the other one was core questions identifies your why. But in that case, in that particular frame, you didn't use the words, I want you to think about this pattern or about the core question, or I want you to see this core question as. So it is very important to use that kind of language to set a frame.
For interpretation.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Understand.
it was a kind of a frame, but it was not really well done. And I also counted 3 points. So questions activate your brain, drive your attention, etc. So that's what we have. And given that, we think that you were operating 2.6 in that scale.
Under group rapport, you obviously have a lot of rapport with people individually, and you touched and utilized that in the presentation, holding eye contact, mentioning the group, mentioning people's names, at higher level, identifying and matching values of this group, splitting statement, one undeniable statement. So we saw you operating at a 2.7.
Move to the other way. Under engagement, as you can see, there are many marks. There were at least 5 moments of humor, of laughter. So that was pretty engaging. I saw you doing a suspense when you said, would you like to know what it is? About that. So, and you made a pause. In fact, I counted 2 purposeful pauses during the presentation. One phrase expression, and was at the beginning when you said nutrition for our minds. There were some engagement questions. Most of them, there were more inviting responses because they were closed-ended questions. Perhaps the most were, there were 3 really open engagement questions, but it was well done. What else? Your self-disclosure about the story. The PowerPoint was very clean, well built. And the only thing that we think that disengaged a little bit was your voice dropped down after, I don't know, the first 10 minutes or so. So
It would go up, and then it would go down, and it would go down, so much so that some of us could not hear what you actually said. The voice became very soft. I think what really worked for engagement was your self-disclosure.
Yeah.
How personal you made it, the questions you were asking yourself, and then as you moved up the questions, it was personal, it was intimate, it demonstrated what the subject was. I thought that was probably the best piece of engagement.
I'm agree with that. So given that, you have a 2.8 in that scale.
Now, when we go to voice, speed and tempo was fine. Variations, I counted 5 things. We counted words that you stretched, the pauses, even some sound effects. Mariani did sound effects. Well, you did and you got people to but then all the way down to level 0 is too quiet, and 3 times I counted the times when it occurred when it's so soft I could not hear.
Oh, okay, maybe at the first.
Were you aware of how soft at times your voice?
I did not.
Okay, so that might be listening to your voice on the outside, and not over trusting the microphone system.
Okay.
And even though you framed it that English is not your first language, 4 words I counted as mispronounced when you were reading from the text. Now, when you're just talking, I can anticipate you'll misspeak words, that's fine. But if you're reading from a text, read the text before, so like,
I forget the words and I read.
so like the word opposite was mispronounced
Oh, when I read this.
Yeah.
when you're reading the text.
Opposite.
And so I had to look in the, what is she, and I had to look up the word in the pattern to see what you were saying.
So did I say opposite?
Yeah.
Exactly. Opposite.
And as you can see, we just did not hear an induction voice, even with your self-disclosure. It's your teaching voice, it's your instruction voice, it's your everyday voice, and we didn't really hear an induction voice.
Okay.
So that would be next level to really pull that up. When you pull that up, a lot of these other skills will be pulled up. So we put a 2.5.
2.5, exactly.
Inducing states. So you were using congruent voice with some of the pieces you were inducing, the storytelling, especially when you were doing your self-disclosure. A couple of meta questions that they were related to the learning. So we saw the state of engagement, learning, a little bit of desire, some aversion, a little bit also. Humor was pretty well induced. So giving that, we saw you operating in 2.5 in that scale.
You measured out the time frame from past to present to future. You made that explicit. Then you acted it out with a story. I counted 6, 7 congruent gestures you made. You had alignment, you had the core, you had in one ear, out the other ear, the heart. So you had lots of things. And it would have been higher than the 2.5, but we did see some incongruent anchoring, so that you had 2 ways of anchoring and gesturing core. And so with that incongruency, it just kind of weakens it. So we put a 2.5.
So why don't you go under demonstration, Michael, because you are more skillful on that one. You see the score.
Good benchmarker, bad benchmarker.
I saw the score.
I need to protect myself.
So you spent 23 minutes from 24 to 47.
Okay, so nice.
And so, so number one, it goes overtime, it runs out of time. But above and beyond that, you were coaching.
I am not supposed to coaching.
No, you're supposed to demonstrate.
Demonstrate.
Use the microphone, Mariani.
I am not supposed to do the coaching. I just run the pattern.
Demonstrate.
Demonstrate. I forgot.
And this will be a temptation of all of you who are coaches. You'll get here and you'll want to start coaching. And you want to get the outcome. But you're demonstrating. You're just showing people how to do it. Don't do it.
Don't do this at home.
Does that make sense? Because if you do it, then everybody thinks we have to do it that way. I like that. Do that again. The moment of insight.
Okay, so that's why it's so long, the time, and also okay.
That was the reason it was too long.
And so because of that, we put a 2.0
Okay.
Gloriously fallible.
Glorious. No one follow me infallible.
Now, now, just to add another thing, your client, we couldn't hear her all that well also. And from 24 minutes, it was 44 minutes before you adjusted her microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just aware at the last.
So let me give you some other specifics because I think it's critical, especially because the score is not as we were expecting. Acknowledgements, there were too many. So you were repeating, you were repeating the same words of
So
your
that's the
client.
coached action.
That's the coaching
Acknowledging.
action, exactly. The question, can you say your core question? So you need to go more directive. Say your core question. What is your core question?
Okay, so.
Don't ask can you, because then it's a yes or no question.
Okay.
The distance between you and your client was too long,
Too far?
too far.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
was too far.
Okay.
What else? Basically, those are the things that I got.
There was, for training, there was irrelevant information. For coaching, it'd be irrelevant. But when you said, well, how many came to that event and joined?
That's irrelevant, yeah.
It's irrelevant.
Okay.
So in training, the very questions that may be very relevant in coaching become irrelevant when you're demonstrating.
I'm supposed to put my coaching hat off.
Yes.
Take
And
your
something
coaching.
else that we notice is because the examples of the manual are for being used at the beginning. So then you start priming your audience on what could be the core question. Because we noticed that the core question that your client built up was okay, but it was not really that powerful. And because she didn't have like the reference of what could be a good core question. So it's very important to give those examples in the beginning of your presentation. Does that make sense?
If you look at those questions on the second page at the bottom, those are great examples of core questions for trainers. And if you had used them as, here, just some examples.
Yeah, not all of them, but some.
I did not use it.
Under questions, you received 6 questions. The content was accurate on some of them. You restated the questions, you thanked the person. But we had a couple that I put as inaccurate or partially accurate. So question number 4, do we do self-esteem before we do this?
We need, yeah.
Well, you can, but you don't need to.
Okay.
This is a standalone. Question 3 was, does it imply something about self and other? And I just did not hear a real clear thing. And if you look at those core questions at the bottom, one says for self and one says for others. And so the answer is, you can create a great core question for yourself. Am I learning? Am I having fun? Am I in my best state? And you can make the core question for the others, are they learning? Or am I adding value? Will this training make a difference in their life? So it can be for self or other. It really doesn't imply anything. And then question 5, how to improve the quality of the core question. The answer to that one is look at step 4. Look at step 4. Every one of those questions in step 4 is to quality control and to make it richer and better.
I'm supposed to answer that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm supposed to answer that.
So a 2.3 on the answering of questions. And with questions and answers, it's always your content knowledge.
Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you.
Great. So I think it was well done. And I think just a little bit of adjustment with the voice and so forth. And take off coach hat.
Just a demonstration.
Demonstration.
Demonstration. Okay.
Okay, give her a big hand. Thank you.
So, thank you, David, and thank you, Michael.
This is the process. Benchmarks, hugs.